Hello, and welcome to the Mountain Mystic Podcast. I'm your host, Katie Hemphill, and it's an honor to be here with you today for this super special episode, an episode where I get to spend a lot less time talking at you, teaching, just speaking about what's going on. And I get to shift our focus more fully into practice. And I'm bringing you this type of episode today, a type of practice that I would often put behind a paywall or hold in one of my circles. Because you guys, I am over here just fired up about the way things are in our world right now. I am full of my own fire over here, just sitting in a space of like, what on earth can I do to do something in this great mess of things I found myself in? And I know there are a lot of you out there kind of sitting in the same space, like, oh, and this whole great mess of things we have found ourselves in, a mess that seems to be getting worse these days. What is there to do? What is there to do? And I continue to show up for you in this way because what I believe more deeply than anything is that it's in times such as these wild, chaotic, disruptive times that we actually have more power than ever to show up and to co-create a new way of being on this planet Earth. The way of being that, if you listen to this show, I know that you see in a very similar way to the way that I do. And I want to be with you in this co-creation of this new way of being on planet Earth as these old systems and structures and behavioral patterns, yes, come to a powerful and terrible head and cause the destruction that they are doing in this world, something that I know we would all change if we had the power to. But the fact of the matter is, we only have a certain amount of power. And that doesn't, I don't say that because I want to diminish the power that I know you have. The opposite of that, really. Today's practice is all about you finding the power you do have to show up in a world that wants you to believe you are powerless. I'm going to say that again. It's a world that wants you to believe you are powerless, a world that wants to take away your grounding, a world that wants your focus spread in 1,000 different directions so that you can't actually get anything done. But for today's episode, what I want to do is really focus on empowerment. And I want to bring you into practice so that you can cultivate your own empowerment and to bring it into alignment with what you are really here to do. And yes, maybe you can take that in some big way, like what career or what big work or what big activism you are here to do in this world. And if that's true for you, that's amazing. And also, it has everything to do with the way we show up in every single moment in life. I say this a lot, but just the way you walk into a room, the energy you emit, it matters. The way you talk to your friends, your family, your coworkers, it matters so deeply. So what we are here to do is to align with the, yes, behavior, but it goes so much deeper than that, to a whole way of being alignment within the realm of us working with our sacred heart fire. So we're going to work with our heart today. Our heart fire, as I record this for you under the Leo full moon. That Leo energy, that fiery Leo energy, that courageous heart energy speaking to me so loudly and so powerfully today. And I just had to bring you a practice to get you into this space as well. And, with that, I'm going to just move us into the practice. So this practice is a recording that I completed before this. So gonna shift us over into that recording here for you in this podcast episode. Again, a gift for you because I want us all practicing this. I want us all practicing the grounding and the connection to self, the connection to this planet, the whole web of life that I know is so, so deeply important right now. So I'm going to move you into this part of the episode. Before I do, I want to put something really big on your guys' radar. It's something that I've been holding space for quite some time. A lot of deliberation with myself on when I'm going to bring this through to you. But the signs are getting louder and louder and louder, and enough people are now voicing the desire for me to do this that I can't really say no anymore. So with that, what I want to bring to your attention is that starting this spring, so with the bright, shiny, new, exciting, emergent energy of spring, what I'm going to do is finally bring to the public, that means to you all, my favorite way of interacting with humanity. That is through the circles that I facilitate. Now, I've been holding this New Earth Priestessing Circle for almost a year now. One that is held within a super special container inside the Evolving Sisters network, a beautiful network that I am honored to facilitate and teach inside. And I've been loving that space. I've been loving that sisterhood. I've been loving the power of the embodiment practices that we are doing there. And now I am just recognizing that it's time to bring this sort of space to the public in circles I hold open for you all. I don't have the details for you yet, only the promise that these circles are coming your way. It's probably going to take the shape of a kind of bi-monthly circle. Is that the right way of saying it? Twice a month, coming to you twice a month. Having circles open to you all to join me live on Zoom, to come into a space where we can be in this sort of practice together. And as much as I love making these recordings for you so that you can do practice on your own, I know that the energy, the power, the magic is just amplified so greatly when we come together live on Zoom. So look forward to more information on how you can participate in those live circles where we can do some New Earth embodiment work. We can do some sacred activism. We can do some deep healing for our own selves and for our whole planet. If you're not part of the Upward Slopes newsletter, make sure if you're not part of the Mountain Mystic newsletter, make sure you head over to upwardslopes.com, sign up. When you do, you'll get, I think, another like 4 meditations. When you sign up for my newsletter, I have a whole list of meditations that you can deepen into. So many different offerings over there, and you will be the first to know when I officially offer up these circles. Okay. With that, let's head over to the second piece of today's episode, that sort of second recording I have for you, holding this practice centered on your sacred heart fires, the way you show up in this world, grounded, centered, fully embodied, present, ready for the work that is meant for you, which also means letting go of all the stuff that you carry around, all the stuff that just steals away your attention, that doesn't serve. We do some letting go of that, some deep shedding, some burning away of that which holds your attention, that doesn't serve, so that you can bring your focus to and ignite that which truly does deserve your attention, so that you can show up in this world more powerfully to be the person that you are meant to be, to do the beautiful work that you are meant to do. Alrighty, guys, let's head over to that piece of the episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome today to this practice, a practice for you to connect in with your heart, to connect in with your sacred heart in alignment with some warrior energy, some sacred warrior energy, in alignment with those places in life where your attention, your energy, your efforts best serve. We all understand that we live in a world these days where our attention is constantly being pulled in one direction, and the next, and the next, and the next, and simultaneously, being pulled in so many different directions. And as our attention is pulled in these different directions, so often, we really feel called to go in these directions because there is so much in our world that needs healing, that needs intelligent problem solving, that needs heart-centered hard work to resolve the pain, the conflict, alive. There's a lot at stake in our world right now, and because of that, and because of the awareness that we have of all these different things, we so often find ourselves just pulled in so many directions. But the reality is that when your attention is scattered and you are spread so thin that your ability to do anything in this world is diminished. And that's not what I want for you. What I want for you, what I want for all of us, is to be grounded, to be centered, to be focused, so that we are each putting our heart-centered efforts towards a direction that matters, that we are showing up as the healers, as the activists, as the beautiful human beings that we are in the world, shining our light in whatever way is most meant for us to shine our light. So what I have for you today is a guided meditation, a practice to bring you into your heart, to bring you into your heart in connection to your whole self, in connection to the whole of this planet Earth, the great web of life that we are all part of. In doing so, it is my hope and deep intention that we leave this meditation more fully grounded, more fully focused and aware on that question, what matters most? What matters most? Where can your attention, your energy, your heart-centered efforts best serve in your life, in your families, in your communities, in your friendship circles, at work, in your career, in your hobbies, in whatever projects you have going in your life. Where and how can you best show up with more of yourself so that you can more fully make an impact wherever you go? So this is the space we're working in today. I invite you to settle in if you haven't yet. I do encourage a seated upright position for this meditation. Seated so that your seat, your sits bones, your root can be in connection to a solid surface. Maybe that looks like cross-legged. Maybe that looks like seated in a chair so your feet can also be connected to the floor. And an upright spine because I want you alert, aware, and I want energy to be able to flow all the way through you, all the way through the beautiful vessel that you are. So that's seated, upright position, settling into it now. And as we start with every practice I do, really bringing your full attention to that connection, your seat, your feet, if they're rooted on the floor, but bringing your attention to that solid surface that's holding you in this moment. And from this space, starting to take some deep, conscious breaths, breathing deep, deep down into self. And we're going to take this in steps. So taking those breaths down into self, beginning breathing into your rib cage, feeling into the full 3-dimensional expansion of your rib cage. We're just going to take a few breaths here into your rib cage, your heart center. So on an inhale, feeling that 3-dimensional expansion of your chest, of your rib cage, as you bring your focus into your heart center. And with your exhale, you may just hold this intention to let go of anything that you brought to practice today that doesn't need to be here. Continuing to breathe in this way. So inhaling, deepening into your heart center, feeling that physical connection to your rib cage, your chest. And exhaling, just breathing out, letting go of any tension, along with anything else on your heart or your mind that just doesn't need to be here in today's practice. Continuing to breathe in this way. And as you're ready, starting to take that breath even deeper. Maybe dropping down through your diaphragm, down into your abdomen. Taking your time with this as you continue this breath pattern. Inhaling, bringing more conscious connection to self, that physical conscious connection with self. Exhaling, just continuing to let go of anything that has your attention, that doesn't serve to have your attention now. We're bringing our full attention here into self. Deeper and deeper and deeper into self. And as you keep breathing deeper into self, maybe you breathe all the way down into your root. So all the way down into that connection point, your seat in connection to the chair you sit in, your seat or your feet in connection to the floor beneath you. And maybe it feels right for you today to stay here breathing in connection purely to self. But if you want, you can join me in continuing to breathe even deeper. Breathing down through your root, down through that physical structure holding you, and down, 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 even further down into the earth beneath you. Breathing into that ground beneath you. And maybe you bring to mind visuals of dirt, rock, roots, soil. What is here down in the earth for you to connect with for today's practice? Maybe you get images. Maybe you get input in some other way. Maybe you simply have a knowing. What is here? What is here to connect with? As the earth herself in this ground that is holding you for today's practice. Staying with your breath as you connect in this way. Your body so deeply, consciously breathing in connection to the earth, this ground you stand upon. And if you want, you can even press that pause button and hang out here a little bit longer. But for today's practice, I'm going to invite you to start to bring your attention back up and out of the earth, back fully into self, back up through your roots, back up through your abdomen, and all the way back up into your heart. So taking your time to do this, but eventually arriving in your heart. And as you arrive in your heart, maybe you want to start to fill your heart with gratitude for this connection with this earth that you stand upon. Maybe you have gratitude for whatever just unfolded in our little practice of connecting in with the earth. Was there something she gifted you in this little practice? Is there something that she gifts you as you go through life? The food you eat, the water you drink, the air you breathe, that you want to bring her gratitude for in this practice. So letting this gratitude start to fill your heart. We're going to move into some deeper heart work here. And I know that gratitude is a beautiful, powerful energy to begin with. Filling your heart with gratitude for this very earth that nurtures you, feeds you, keeps you hydrated, keeps you breathing, provides all that you need to stay alive here on this planet Earth so that you can move about in the world, live your life, doing the beautiful and amazing things that you get to do. So starting to bring a little bit more of that deeper focus into your heart now, just as we were doing before, bringing that breath pattern back, that inhale, bringing your full focus into your heart, sort of calling in more of your consciousness into your heart. And with your exhale, just letting go of anything here that is grabbing your attention that doesn't need to be here. I know I keep cueing this, but it's because things will keep arising as you go through this meditation. So meditation is a practice of continuing to release, to disengage from that which you aren't here to do in this moment. Now breathing fully into heart. Inhaling, let your consciousness fill your heart. And maybe you experience this as a filling. Your heart is this beautiful container, this vessel that is able to hold so much. So how much can you fill your heart with your consciousness in this practice? Maybe you experience this as a deepening. How deep into your heart can you breathe? So with each breath, filling, maybe going deeper, deeper. And as you continue to breathe here, I'm going to talk a little bit about a particular energy, a powerful energy when we're working in the realm of sacred activism. And for starters, what I want to speak to is the fact that as I record this, I'm sitting underneath a full moon in Leo. Leo being this powerful part of the zodiac, this powerful energy, this courageous heart energy. So feeling into that courageous heart, that Leo lion energy, that courageous, fiery heart. In this moment, maybe tuning your attention to those sacred fires. Can you breathe in a way here to sort of ignite or illuminate those sacred heart fires within? Maybe you visualize this or feel this or otherwise perceive this as an ember that is glowing. So with each breath, you are breathing life into. It's waking up to the next degree. And with each breath, waking up these sacred heart fires to the next degree that serves. Fire is a powerful energy to work with. Fire is also an energy that we best work with skill. Right? More isn't necessarily better. So you have this beautiful heart container holding your sacred heart fires, breathing into your sacred heart fires. How much breath do you bring here? Do you need to bring bigger breaths? Do you need to bring more focused breaths? How can you work with these fires, your own fires? So you wake them up, illuminate them. What do these fires look like? What do these fires feel like as they burn in your heart? Holding this intention that these fires wake up and burn to the degree that serves your path in this world as you show up for yourself and for this world, this whole web of life that you are part of. Continuing to breathe into this. We're going to stay here for a few more moments. So you stay here. Maybe you ask these fires, is there anything that these fires want to show you, want to reveal to you? Maybe they want to light up a path forward that you may want to put your direction and move forward into in your life. Some form of activism or creativity or any action or radiance, any way you can shine your light to the next degree in the best direction that serves you for the beautiful being that you are and for this world that you are part of, that we are all part of. And while we're here, maybe asking these fires, is there anything that these fires want to burn away? Is there anything in your life, somewhere that you've been putting your energy, your attention, that really is not serving? And knowing if it's not serving you, and it's not truly serving the collective web of life to the highest degree that it can. So is there anywhere that these fires want to go to burn away? Maybe it's a pattern, maybe it's a relationship, maybe it's a job, maybe it's a task you've been doing in your life. Is there anywhere that these fires want to go to burn away that which is no longer serving? Because your energy and your attention is precious. And here in this practice, we are here to light up the paths that serve the highest. Again, knowing that if it serves the highest, it serves you and your whole being, and it serves the world as a whole, this collective web of life to the highest degree. And then asking if there's any last thing to happen here as you breathe with these sacred fires within your heart. Anything to be revealed to you. And maybe you don't need to know. Maybe your mind need not be involved here. So if you're not getting insights, that's okay. Your heart is so intelligent and it knows. It knows because it is so tuned in. Your heart lives at the center of you, your body, your whole being, and your heart is in such connection to the world in so many ways that your mind is never going to comprehend. So just the last few moments here to let your heart, your sacred heart fires, to do anything to serve your path forward as you move and live and breathe in connection to the whole great web of life that we are all part of. And we're going to move into a next part of this practice here. Once again, bringing to you this powerful energy that I'm sitting in currently. And maybe you're listening while you're in a similar energy. Maybe you're not, but regardless, you can tune into this. You can tune into this energy at any moment in your life. When I'm sitting here under the energy of this Leo full moon, and we've been playing in this Leo energy, but I want to bring in this Leo full moon energy, the moon that governs the waters, the moon that governs the depths of your being. So once again, just tuning into self, and maybe you start to feel this one a little bit deeper in yourself. For me, as I start to feel into this moon energy, this watery energy, I feel it beginning deep down in my depths, right in my second chakra area, the womb space. You can feel into this area whether or not you have a physical womb. Feeling down into your depths, these watery depths. Feeling down into these watery depths. And as you bring your consciousness to this space, wherever you feel it in your body, maybe you find it somewhere different than I do. Feeling into your body here, choosing somewhere. Where in your body are these watery depths? And if you don't feel anything, if you don't know anything, I invite you to go to your second chakra area. Breathing into these watery depths. What is here? What is here? And as you ask this question, I invite you to continue to breathe in a way where you're continuing to hold space for all the beautiful work you just did in your heart. These sacred fires in your heart in connection to these watery depths. these sacred fires in your heart in connection to these watery depths. What is here? What wants to happen between these sacred heart fires and these watery depths of your being? Do the waters rise to meet your heart? Is there fire that descends to meet the water? Does the fire and water dance? What happens here? What happens here between this fire and this water? I love working with the elements in this way because these two balance each other out so well when those fires get out of control, as they so often do. This water is here to cool us down. These waters are here to guide us, to bring us into the deep truths of our being. But if it happens that we get a little lost in our depths, this fire is here to light us up and to move us forward. This fire is here to light us up and move us into action. It's just a couple ways to talk about these elements, but tuning into self. What's happening here again? What sensations in your body? What insights are coming to mind? What visuals? Any hits? And again, maybe you're not getting anything consciously here, but just holding your awareness, your attention in this space. There's a power to bringing your consciousness to this space, whether or not you get conscious hits about what's happening. There's a power here in holding your consciousness in this practice. So I'm going to leave you here for a few more breaths. Just letting these watery depths and these sacred heart fires dance in the way that they will. In a way that serves your highest path forward. This path of the sacred activist, your heart, your courageous heart, guiding you, moving you, illuminating for you the paths that are meant for you, because these are the paths where you can best shine your light in this world. A world that is asking for your heart-centered, your heart-aligned attention and energy and effort. So any last thing to happen here, and if you want, you can hit that pause button. You can hang out here longer. Maybe there's a whole lot going on and you want to hang out in this space for longer, but if you're with me, I'm going to start to bring this practice to a close. So knowing that as we start to step away from these energies alive and awaken our bodies, that doesn't mean we're cutting them off. It just means we're bringing our attention away from them, knowing we can always bring more consciousness to them, to our hearts, to our sacred hearts, the fires that burn within, to those watery depths, these sacred waters, always alive and nourishing us from within. Starting to come back out of this practice, breathing in a way where you're breathing more fully into your physical body, your whole body. You bring some attention to your legs, your arms, your head as it rests on your shoulders. Starting to wiggle your fingers. Maybe roll out your shoulders, bring in some bigger movements. And taking your time, finding yourself back in the room that you are in. Taking your time to come out of this practice, knowing you can come to this practice whenever you want. You can revisit this recording, Or maybe you don't even need the recording. You can just revisit in self any part of this practice that speaks to you. I thank you so much for joining me in this practice today, for showing up for yourself and for the role you play in the greater collective we are all part of. A big, big thank you from me over here. A big, beautiful thank you from planet Earth. Truly take your time returning to your day, and I look forward to being in practice space with you wherever I find you next time.